G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. We're still hitting Factorio below the belt, but now it's the big one. It's the silo. Now I was hoping to pre-build the silos, but it seems I have a bit of a concrete shortage, as in there is none. Let's use that up so it's out of my inventory. Yeah, there is none. Turns out I only buffered 1,000 concrete because that's all you really ever need to build a silo, unless you decide you want to be me and build a mega base. At which point you need multiple silos. So, one silo, easy part done. Hard part, beacons. We want this to go as fast as possible. So we need max beacon coverage. Now, silos are really odd shape. A really odd shape. That is the maximum beacons, which is 20 beacons. Which is one hell of a speed increase if we can actually power them up. Where the hell my substation's gone? Substations. Oh, in a toolbar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want productivity, and then we get a 940% speed increase. And as I said, silos are really odd size. Substations are 2, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It's the oddest shaped building in the Factorio universe. And somehow we need to get materials into this fast enough. Now we're limited to running belts. So belts make the whole job a little bit harder. A stack inserter at max speed, like really pushing the limits, off a belt can move 13.3 items per second. And there's a couple of different ways to do that, to really push them to their limits, and we're going to have to push them to their limits to get this loaded fast enough. On top of that, because these only stack in a stack of 10, I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now that all the rocket parts only stack in stacks of 10 rather than stacks of 50 or 100 or 200. We need a lot of inserters. So we're going to start with 4 stack inserters. I love that it comes with its own lights. I will say that much. And we're going to have to underground to get to these stack inserters to start with. On top of that, I need to work out how to get stack inserters to move those materials fast enough. Now, actually, let's go to... where's something that's grabbing fairly consistently? Science. Nope. Actual science production. Nope. Nope, science is broken at the moment because we're waiting for... we're waiting for rocket science. Alright, what's grabbing off the belt? You guys will do. So, stack insert... Well, these are standard inserters, but we'll slow the game down to half speed. You can see these guys will grab right in front of them off the far side of the belt. Now, when stack inserters are doing, play things a little bit differently. They'll actually grab, because these are front-facing belts, they'll grab from both sides. But because they're going to lean from the left side to lean to the right side, it takes them a little bit longer to get back and forth. So we want to actually force our stack inserters to only have one side of the belt to deal with. So if I bring, say, rocket fuel in here, and what do I have? I have some steel. Let's put some steel on. Doesn't matter what side of the belt I move it onto, it's automatically going to end up on one side of the belt. Great. This stack inserter is only going to deal with one side of the belt. That's going to speed him up. Now, if I put in a second splitter, and then go back to my steel analogy, and we dump steel on both sides of the belt, you can see, again, it all ends up on one side of the belt. So again, stack inserters only have to deal with one side of the belt. If I duplicate this on this side, and I dump stuff left, right, center, doesn't matter where, it will always, 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 always end up on just one side of the belt. These two will go on the left side, these two will go on the right side, and the stack inserters only have to deal with one side of the belt, which is what I want. And this was a little build that I picked up during the Factorio event from Zargon, actually. He was very, very proud of this little build. And I gotta say, it's a great little build. It's far from UPS efficient. But you know, there's no... The only other way to do it is... Which we could do. Let's put that there. Is we could run a belt like this, and we could run 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stack inserters will clear a belt. They're a little bit slower because they're going to grab from the backside of the belt as things are moving past them, and they're going to move back and forth a little bit, as we'll see with... Where were they? Oh, well, we can watch these guys do it. Alright. Come on, go inserter. Well, you're not running because you suck. Of course, as soon as I say something, stuff happens. You know, the inserters always have to lean left and right to grab a little bit of extra material. I can't find a good example. Where would I have used the stack inserter? I was poor whilst building all this, so I don't have a lot of stack inserters. There's lots and lots of fast inserters. Actually, how about... No, see, even those, I brought them in on the ends. When I actually did use stack inserters. I didn't use stack inserters for the fun of using stack inserters. That's the problem. You can see it a little bit with these two guys. They've got to lean left and right. Just a little bit to pick up, you know, one copper, and then left a bit, pick up another copper, so on and so forth. If the belts are feeding straight in, they can pick up faster. Because literally all the claws do is open up, stuff feeds in off the belt, and we're done. Here, they'd have to lean left and right. By the time the third guy gets in, he's going to have mostly emptied out the back row, but he'll also have to pick up some stuff from the front row, which, of course, he'll miss stuff on the back row, which means the fourth guy's got to pick up from the back row, then the front row. These last two just clear out the last of the front row. So which is more efficient? This with more belt chunks, or this with more inserters? Who knows? What I do know is this is what we're going to run for our little build. I don't know. Go away, wood. Build another rocket silo. Done. Problem solved. Inventory empty. So. And it's 9 wide at the top. Okay. So we're going to try and bring in 2 materials at the top. I want to find where the hell that blueprint went. Let's put that there. Let's get rid of those two so you stop flashing at me. So we're going to bring in 2 materials at the top. And I'm going to bring in... Actually, I think I'm going to bring in the last material on the outside. And I say the outside because the outside will always change. Because I need to do 3 rockets per minute. Which means a couple of things. 1, I need at least 3 silos. That's pretty much a given. 2, rockets actually, even at max beacon coverage, with productivity modules, which of course speed it up even faster, take longer than 1 minute to launch. It's actually due to how the silos work. They actually take, get this, they take 61 seconds to launch. So it actually means I need 4. I'm going to need 3 to get my roughly 3,000 per minute of space science. And then I'm going to need just that extra silo to launch every now and then to count for that 61 seconds between launches. Now, on top of this, I've still got to get a satellite into these builds. Satellite's really, really easy. We'll just run a satellite in the front, satellite in the front, satellite in the front, so on and so forth. And we'll bring the rocket science out the front as well. That's going to actually be the easiest part of the build. The other interesting thing about rocket silos is because the way they're shaped, they only rotate 180 degrees. They don't do any other rotation. They don't rotate by the 90 degrees like everything else. Can I build that like that? Is there a reason why you can't, JD? No. Do I need to share beacons? Not really. Let's have 2 gap, 1 for science. Yeah, 1 for science, 1 for satellites. So that becomes our rocket build. Now we need to get a shed load of rocket fuel into all these builds. We're going to need to get a shed load of rocket control units and low density structures into all these builds as well. And you know what? Because of how important you are, I'm actually going to leave that right there. Your inside construction range. Mostly. Let's just put 1 roboport here. And that way that can finish being built. Alright. New build. Because I know for sure this is going to take 2 episodes to do. We want to build satellites. And I want 3 items per minute, roughly. In fact, I'd like a little bit more, but I'll settle for 3. 3 and a bit would be ideal. So, assembler. Nope. Yep. Make me one of them. Have some speed modules. That's easy enough. Okay, we're going to fit in processing units, low density structures, rocket fuel, solar panels, accumulators, and radars. So, accumulators are done. So we already know for a fact that accumulators are going to come in like so. Accumulators. How long does a rocket satellite take to craft? 5 seconds. So we've got plenty of time. Alright, we don't need beacons on this one. What we are going to need is lots of inserters. In fact, I have a feeling the build's going to look a little bit like that. Okay, next item we're going to try and knock off the list is... let's do a radar. Radar seems nice and easy. Okay, you, sir, need to make a radar, which needs gears. Let's make gears. We'll put prod mods in you. We'll wish that power was closer. Power, power, power. Stop flashing at me. Okay. You make per minute 150 radars. How many radars do you need? 5. Think we're covered. You need... yeah, per minute. Is that fast enough? We're at -7 gear machines. Okay, so we're going to need some speed beacons. Let's just plow you up with some speed beacons. Really? Did I get rid of all my beacons? No, I just happened to walk close enough to this build and they disappeared. Let's not play at half speed. Let's speed it back up. Okay, so we need the beacons to be delivered and placed and stuff. And then what else did you need? Green circuits. Alright, let's make a green circuit build. Alright, hang on. Let's do this calculation. Really? We need more beacon coverage? Oh, if we want to run at full speed. We don't need to run at full speed. If we run at half speed, that's 75 radars per minute. And we need 5 multiplied by, say, 315. That'll do us, pig. That'll do us. Okay. Let's try and get a really simple, somewhat dirty. Run out of room already. I don't need that anymore, I hope. Let's just move that down further. Okay. Put that there. Okay, let's grab some assembly machines and start with the assembly machines. There. You, sir, are going to make copper. You, sir, are going to make green circuits. Now, I've built these in bot-based builds, and this works. I just have no idea if it'll work on a belt-based system. At all. Straight away, I need to have a one-tile gap. So the beacons don't accidentally sync up with one build or the other. You, sir, are going to produce 700... Oh, let's go down a second. 11 per second. You need 31 per second. Wow. Okay. Where'd my beacon go? That was probably an important power pole. 15 per second. You need 31. That's still astronomical. But you're only running at half speed. So you actually need 15. Done. Okay. So you need 13 copper cable. You need 11 iron. We better start adding all this iron together. We need 93 iron at full speed. We're not running at full speed. We're running at half speed. So in theory, because this is one of those ones I have no idea if it's actually going to work until we start placing it down. Thanks, autosave. In theory, if we do... Well, we can trim inserters later. If we do that. Now you need 13 copper cable. In theory, you're also running at half speed. So I can get away with half a belt of copper, I hope. And we'll call that one copper. Okay, so that makes satellites. Next item on the build agenda is solar panels. Solar panels need copper, steel, and circuits. We're back to square one. Okay, let's just dump down by himself. Single guy, single one of them. And you make, per minute, 22. You need... Holy shit! Well, actually, you're going to need 100 per minute. Forget max rate calculator. You need 100 per minute. And you make 22. So, if I put you here with some speed beacon coverage, you now make 37. Yep, these are all within the realms of being able to insert fast enough. More power. Items per second? 1. Really? 1 item per second. And we need... So that's 60 per minute. Yeah, that's 60 per minute. Except we're up to 16... Okay, so we're up to 16 green circuits. So this is starting to get expensive. Alright, let's go with... Yep, that's definitely a useless blueprint. So if I put down 2 of these guys... We're now at, per minute, 135. So this will feed one of these machines per minute. I still need to up that by a factor of 3. So it basically means I'm now at the point where I need 6 of these guys to feed this. Where'd that blueprint go? So I need 4, 6. We're still in range. Gotta run far enough away. Yes, we are in range. So I need 6 of these guys. Which now means, you know, basically I need to start looking at proper green circuit build. Now that's still before we've got onto blue circuits. Accumulators are shipped in. Rocket fuel is shipped in. So let's kink you up 1. Your rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel. Your radars. Now some things that stack in smaller amounts, like rocket fuel and low density structures, and potentially some of the others, I need to feed in from both sides. Just because I need so many of them, right? I've got 4 items that need 100 items. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've still got 3 inserters left over for the radars and the rocket fuel. So that's basically what will happen. I'll end up fitting in rocket fuel from 2 spots. Rocket fuel from 2 spots, accumulators from 2 spots, solar panels from 2 spots. No. Processing units from 2 spots, low density structures from 2 spots, solar panels from 2 spots, and accumulators from 2 spots, with rocket fuel probably from 2 and radar just from 1. And then I'll output everything else here. That's 16. So like we're at like 2 and a bit belts of green circuits. I don't think I can make the green circuits on site. If I can't make them on site, I definitely can't make the blue circuits on site. Because they're going to need even more greens. Low density structures. Low density structures. We've done one of those before. We want about 300 per minute. Yeah, a little bit more. 15 build, which is a full belt, to do 336. Mr. Calculator says... Yeah, that'll do nicely. That's what Mr. Calculator says. So, we want to copy from there to build number 15. Yep, which is just before the wonky one. We'll just paste that in there somewhere. It does mean I can remove all of those, because they are officially nothing. And when the build exits, I can then feed it into 2 of these inserters somehow. That's like 1 item plus the rocket fuel. So we've got accumulators, we've got accumulators, we've got low density structures, we've got rocket fuel because that's made off site, we've got radars because we just made them on site, although I haven't done an output for an input. So let's do that real quick. How much do you need per second? 31, 15. So honestly, I'm going to need 2 stack inserters. Let's do... crap. Do you have room to get everything out? Okay, let's do iron this side then. This is the beauty of belts. You know, you can just make something longer and have... It's no issue if it's further for things to travel. Because a belt, whether it's 1 length long or 200 lengths long, it's still the same. It's still the same distance as far as the game's concerned. Okay. Pick up all of that, without that, oh well, without. Deconstruct all of that. Move you back a tile. Green circuits. Either that or we have a proper dedicated green circuit built, rather than try to do stuff off-site, which is entirely possible still. You just did get faster. Yes, there's a lot of iron being used. Even if this is only running at half speed, there's still a lot of iron being used. So you're using 22 iron to output 15 gears. You're using 62 gears, which is an astronomical amount. You're doing 15, so you're actually running a quarter speed now. So that means you doing 15 and you doing 15 is the limiting rate, which means you're going to do a quarter speed, which is still in the vicinity of 3 per minute. 3 per second for 180 per minute, and you need 15. Yeah, we're still good. We're still very, very good. All right. I'm going to leave this episode here. I think I'm going to leave the attempt at satellites right here as well. I'm going to build another one of them just to get it done. We got the silo done. We're going to leave the satellite issue till later. We still have all the smelting to do. So I think that's my next step. I think we're going to go do something about smelting. Smelting, and then we'll go down the track of green, red, and blue circuits, because yeah, I really think they are the biggest problem. They're also the biggest builds, dead set. Like all up, we need, oh get this, 130 belts of iron. You know, some of that's for steel. Let's exclude the steel. It's only 74. It's 74. It's nothing. It's nothing. Copper's only 70. It's nothing. Nothing at all. So, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying the series. Thoughts, comments, suggestions. Make me a satellite build. You know, green circuits on site as best as possible. What else? Blue circuits on site. again, as best as possible. Go on. I dare you. I dare you. Put your thicky cap on it and make me build. Make me build. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye.